What?
Chaos.
All right.
Some live pictures here of LaGuardia Airport on this fine Sunday with a storm rolling in. A quick housekeeping note to everybody at home who watches Eyewitness News weekends. No super pets this weekend because of the storm.
Right.
We're very sorry about that.
Yep.
We appreciate everybody reaching out to Danny.
On my personal email?
Yeah.
Right. But
Not my work email.
We love your pet.
The storm is really going to hit around 7 o'clock tonight. It's going to start and go all night long. Tomorrow morning, we would love to see pictures in the snow, in the backyard.
But just to clarify, not to my personal email.
Yeah.
That's
Don't do that. We always have next weekend, too. Remember that.
Right, exactly.
And here's to hoping next weekend will bring fresh new horrors.
That's right. There we go. That's it.
This is
Oh, my
horrible.
goodness.
Let's go outside where it is actively snowing. But the light, beautiful snowflakes we see right now, nothing compared to what's coming. A blizzard tonight, dangerous conditions, and we are just getting warmed up. Looking at temperatures, we're still above freezing in the park, and that's why these snowflakes lying on the camera there are melting on contact as they reach the ground. We're above freezing now, but we get colder as we head into the second half of the day as the snow gets heavier, so it will have no problem sticking heading into this evening. 34 in Newburgh, 38 for Somerville, 37 for Belmar right now. Still all rain south of the city, but we'll give you a quick radar tour. You can see those snowflakes flying. It looks like in New York City, but again, once it reaches the surface, probably melting on contact. We're seeing some rain in parts of northern New Jersey. Down the shore, it's straight rain. So again, the pavement at this point is wet, which you would think, okay, it'll be hard to get the snow to stick, right, when it's starting with a wet surface. That is true, but this storm system that's now moving off into the Atlantic and eventually riding up the East Coast is going to be strong enough and cold enough by the time it gets here second half of Sunday that those snow totals are going to stack up even if the road starts wet. And remember, impressive snow totals, only one half of this storm system. The other half is really impressive wind that will bring in the potential of power outages and bring in that coastal flooding threat. Let's time it out. Scattered snow showers between now through lunchtime. Scattered, yes. And then after about noon, scattered turns more steady and more widespread. And we start to see the snow transition even south of New York City. As we move toward this evening, that's when you're going to notice the intensity ramping up. It's like we flip a switch and all of a sudden that snowfall is coming down heavier and the winds are really starting to whip. We still expect the worst conditions, the blizzard conditions with the whiteout visibility and the coastal flooding and the damaging wind gusts and the snowfall rates 1 to 2 inches per hour after about 7 p.m. But it's not just a couple hours. We're looking at 12 hours of that. We can't really get out of the worstness of this until after sunrise tomorrow morning. So from 7 p.m. tonight to 7 a.m. tomorrow, we're looking at heavy, heavy wet snowfall and really gusty wind, and that gives us so much time for the snow totals to stack up and so much time for that wind-related damage to lead to bigger problems. Tomorrow morning, we start with the steady snow, then we taper off into midday. Just takes a little bit longer for the wind to taper off tomorrow as that storm system pulls away. 1 foot, 2 feet for most of the tri-state area. That would be significant on its own. That would be potentially crippling and lead to all sorts of travel disruptions that last well into Monday on its own. But remember, that's just one half of the equation. We also have the wind. Follows a similar trend in that you'll notice it becoming a bit breezier through this afternoon. I just checked the wind speed and it's not impressive out there right now at all. But moving toward late afternoon, early evening, we're thinking, okay, I feel the difference. And then after 7 p.m., it's like a switch flips and we're looking at gusts exceed 40 miles per hour. From 7 p.m. through daybreak tomorrow, we're looking at peak gusts between 50 and 60 miles per hour, especially at the coast. That is big wind, that is significant wind that can topple trees, especially because it's coming with heavy wet snow that can also help to break branches. And we know that power outages become a problem when it comes to the wind-related damage like that. We could also see the whiteout conditions. The blowing snow makes it impossible to see anything. And we stick with those gusty winds a little bit longer tomorrow. So it doesn't wrap up moving toward midday like the snow does. It'll take us until tomorrow evening for the wind to really start to settle down. That wind also pushing a whole lot of water on shore, and that's why coastal flooding is a concern. You can see the coastal flood warnings with up to 3 feet of inundation during high tide time tonight, because tonight's high tide comes with the strongest wind from this system. So that combination does mean widespread moderate coastal flooding with some localized spots with major coastal flooding. So that's another concern. Here's a look at the day planner. Scattered snow showers between now and about lunchtime. Then the scattered snow showers become widespread as we move into late afternoon, and then the snowfall intensity and wind intensity ramp up by about sunset tonight. So the wet streets turn snowpack just before sunset, I think, and then the blizzard conditions from 7 p.m. tonight to 7 a.m. tomorrow. Not just difficult and dangerous travel, but it can be impossible at times with the whiteout conditions, and we're looking at the potential for power outages and coastal flooding. Blizzard conditions persist first thing tomorrow morning, then snow tapers off. It just takes a little longer for the wind to taper off second half of the day tomorrow. By Tuesday, much calmer, but breezy and cold, and then we get some melting as we thaw out moving into the middle of the week ahead. That was the AccuWeather forecast. We'll be right back.